It's been a week for Sheffield
Oh,
Wednesday.
yeah, just a bit.
It's been a definite week. So, me and Punk both had videos out about the financial situations. Again, thank you for all the support on the channel this week. But to be honest, it didn't even feel like a thing to be happy about because of the situation we were in.
With the videos being made with everything that's going on.
Yeah, I didn't even want to. It didn't want to even. It's one of those where it's like you don't even want to sit down and ever have to talk about your club in that way.
It's a stupid thing because on an internet basis, stuff like this is very good for a channel because it get people talking and they want to know what's going on. But as a fan, you're just like, can you not?
Well, that's why I didn't do I didn't really care about video quality. I didn't care about anything. I just kind of wanted to talk to people about what the hell are we going to be faced with here?
Yeah.
I didn't want to make it spectacle. I usually take the mick of absolutely everything. That's what this channel, when we do commentary videos, that's what it's meant to be about. But with this, situation, it wasn't. It just wasn't. So let's start. So it was Joe Cram with the Star did a piece that obviously got a lot of eyes. Quote, Sheffield Wednesday players considering walking away over ongoing wage issues. According to Star sources, it is alleged that a number of senior Wednesday players who are contracted to the club going into next season are considering handing in their 2-week written notice on the back of continued unpaid wages. According to FIFA's regulations, quote, in the case of an unlawfully failing to pay a player at least 2 monthly salaries on their due dates, the player will be deemed to have just cause to terminate his contract, provided that he has put the debtor club in default in writing, has granted a deadline of at least 15 days for the debtor club to fully comply with its financial obligations. Alternative provisions in contracts existing at the time of this provision coming into force may be considered. This is still from the Star. In short, if Wednesday were over 2 months late on payments, and if the players did contact the club in writing, when the Owls have 2 weeks to pay them up in full, or the player can terminate his deal, citing breach of contract. And that is the consideration that is going on there. Now, we'd heard, and we will say this now, we'd heard that the players were getting paid on Friday.
Yep.
Apparently half of them have been paid.
Yeah.
If that.
The scary thing is it the half that has left, or is it the half that's still there?
Yeah, we don't know the actual details. We've just heard half of them have now received payment, and that's I don't even know if that's public information yet, but it is now. So it's one of those. Yeah, we're going to be careful with the rest of the podcast because it's live. But that one we said because we'd heard from the players about half of them had been paid. The person who told us that is usually pretty spot on.
Yeah.
But grain of salt, all of that. So the fact that it's not the full payment and it's not the full players getting paid means that some players, I honestly, I would like to think that we've got our affairs in order to a point where at least it's the players that are still here so they can't leave and breach their contract. It's got to be, Punk. It's got to be.
It got to be, but then you get the issue of being taken to small claim court if you don't get paid.
Right. What's the better option for a club?
I know. For the club, it's keeping the players that are there happy.
Yeah, exactly. Because let's be honest, the issue will be eventually, there's all the speculation. Is Chansiri running out of money? Is he getting bankrolled? That sort of thing. There's all that speculation going on, right? But if you look in terms of the business side of it, keep your player assets on. And then if you go to court over players that have left and are no loss here, then from a business perspective, that's the one that makes more sense.
I think the worst part in terms of if players do leave, it's what does that leave you with as a club? Are we going to be literally raiding our youth academy and going, you're giving it a try? We haven't got an option because I don't know how you encourage or go to players who are coming in to the club and go, come join us, great club, great thing. And then you hear stories that you're not going to get paid on time.
That's the worry. That's the worry with it all, because we're going to talk about players we're linked with today. We've talked about it in the past, and it was kind of interesting because we'd obviously on the last podcast, we talked about a lot of players that we had very credible links with. And as soon as the story dropped about the the finances, people were like, why are you even talking about this?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to have any money to pay them. And I get that. But
maybe we'll do what the Philadelphia Eagles did in American football, where they had like a tryout for the general public and they just all turned up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'd give it a good. I'd give it a good shift, and I'd roll my ankle within about 5 minutes. Right. So, adding to this story, this is from Sky Sports News. Quote: PFA in contact with the club and EFL over unpaid player wages. Reports have suggested some players could walk away from Wednesday if the situation is not resolved soon. They have not been paid in full or on time in over 3 months. Jesus. Owner Deshfon Chansiri has reportedly spoken about the club's ongoing cash flow difficulties due to COVID-19. Now, the one thing I have been saying, and I've been having this conversation with some of our community, is it's very difficult to say it without when you're still hedging around stuff, but it's not just COVID-19. And no. I've got to put that out there. It's very much not. From all the stuff we've heard, from all the stuff you can probably gather if you do enough digging, it's not just COVID. COVID's been a big thing because match day revenue, all of that, sustainability.
It's a nice thing to blame.
But there was issues before that.
Yeah.
And go on.
We've already annoyed the EFL already. Mm-hmm. We now going to have a situation where they're going to think we got off lightly with what we got originally. Now they can go, right, we can go full bore now. Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched your video this morning, so add this to this section then. Tell me, because obviously it was so close to the podcast.
This morning, it was reported by Alan Nixon at the Sun that it's around about 12 million is the figure that's unpaid in wages. Up to 12 million. Now, how the hell we knew players were on a big amount of money, but how have we let it get to that? But 3 months, that makes sense.
It makes sense because if you think about it, if any players, if you go with what reportedly Barry Bannon's salary could be, no, 12 million in 3 months, no.
Yeah, but
not even slightly.
Yeah, but
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not talking about Barry Bannon, but I was just thinking, no, because if his salary is like $1.5 million a year, right? How the hell has it got to 12 million? Who the hell are we paying here? How much are we paying other players?
Yep. Westwoods, you Rhodes, you each.
But yeah, the PFA are obviously like they are the union for the players, so them getting involved. They basically, I read the thing you sent me. They'd asked the players to submit formal writing, basically, hadn't they?
Yeah. Now, apparently, I had seen somewhere this morning that it's 2 players now that might leave. The other players don't want to go as such because they want to try and figure it out. But I can understand it. If you're a player, say you're in your job and your employer goes to you, you need to come to work at 9 a.m. and you're like, well, I ain't got any money for the petrol in my car. Or I ain't got money for my bus ticket.
Yeah.
Like, how do you then work out how to motivate players? And Darren Moore must be hitting his head against the brick wall going, why did I leave Donny?
I just think, yeah, that could be a good thing. That could be a good thing. That could be a relevant thing. Jesus Christ, you can tell it's a morning. With like the fact that this could be staff payments and everything in here. It could be, the specifics haven't really been broken down, but it might not just be the players. It
did say it would players' wages on that one on the article.
It did, yeah. And I hope it is, because if you're not paying your staff, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like players don't deserve to get paid all of that, but the staff are on like probably not a lot. Do you know what I mean? For a lot of it, if you look at
a lot of them are staff who have been through it throughout. Some of them have been there for every single era's. Some of our period of watching Wednesday.